We're so excited to welcome you to our space and to our Masterclass this morning. Now to start the class, I want to welcome our national makeup artist, Jay Brandon, who's going to share our holiday tips and tricks with us.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Excellent. Hi, everybody. Thank you all.
I leave you in great hands. Welcome, Jay Brandon.
Hi, this is exciting. Wow, you have a lot of people here today. I am so excited, everybody. I'm also going to welcome my model onto the stage, Avery. I haven't even really started, but like, look at her gorgeous face and skin already, right? I told her, I was like, I'm gonna meet you outside and then beat you up because I'm so jealous. So I am so excited to show you guys some really fun, exciting holiday glam. How many of us love a beautiful red lip for the holiday? I know you do. Earlier today, just to give you a little backstory, we go way back to 10 minutes ago, where I saw her with this lip and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. Caught my eye. So I'm gonna show you how to create a really beautiful eye-catching lip. We're also gonna really explore the fun world of eyes. Who's into eyes makeup? Right? That's so funny. Like, people like raising both hands like, you don't know what this is, but just go with it. So we are gonna start off though with complexion. How many of us struggle with complexion? Yeah. Right? Sometimes you feel like things are a little too heavy, a little too dark, too orange, too yellow, the tone is slightly off. Well, today I'm going to show you one of my favorite items, and this is from our collection called New. Right? It's not about like just being shiny all over, it's about putting it in specific areas.
What if you have oily complexion?
Great question. If you have an oily complexion, you can also use this product because it is good for everyone. There is another item called Blotting Lotion that will help mattify the skin a little bit, so you can totally use that as well. But it's really about, again, placing it specifically. So you wouldn't want to place Glow and Balm all over the whole face, because then you'll just be super, super glowy. But if you're going for that look, live your life, girl. Do what you want. Tap it on, and this will help kind of soften everything. But another little fun trick is if you want to make sure that your skin is lasting all day, you want it to look lived in, you're going to actually take your hands, warm them up so they're not cold, and just gently press onto the skin with nothing on the fingers. This will help kind of press the makeup in, it'll help it last a little bit longer, and then what's going to happen too is as you go on throughout the day, if you happen to touch your skin or anything like that, you don't have to worry about it because you already did. Right? How many times have you done makeup and you're like, oh gosh, I can't touch my face? Right? So this, you just pop it on, and then now you know that you can touch your face all day long and nothing is going to move. So I am going up because it's supposed to be lifting the face. Do I apply it going down, sideways? What do I do? Skincare, apply up, right? If you were to look at your skin under a tiny little microscope, we all have these little like flaps, if you will. It sounds disgusting, but it's our skin. We're human, we're weird, right? So if you apply up, it'll actually allow the skincare to penetrate your skin a little bit deeper. Then when you apply your foundation and everything else, you apply it going down very gently, but not with your hands. You don't want to stretch because that will make your skin set. We don't want that. So you just apply it down, it'll smooth everything out so throughout the day you won't have any texture. A little bit more fullness to the cheek, so later on when we add blush, you'll be able to see that nice full cheek. And you want a little fullness in the cheek, why? Because it resonates youth, right? Look at a 10-year-old. They have the fullest cheeks. So cute. Oh my God. Enhancing, maintaining what we have, and making everything look super beautiful. Now here's a little fun trick. This is something that really most professionals do when you're on sets or something like that. Take your bronzing tone and hit your ears. Because what ends up happening is you have this gorgeous contour, all this warmth, but your ear is like bright. Like,
Yes.
what happened there? So we want to make sure that we're pulling this through and keeping it as a nice through line. Turn towards that side. Excellent. We're going to add a little bit more of that contour there. And for contour, I like to stick to tones that have a little bit more of a goldenness to them because they're going to end up looking a little softer, a little bit more natural. If you're going for that gorgeous, like bronzed, like goddess kind of look, that's when you can use something that's a little bit more warm. And so warm is going to have a pinker undertone, and that's just going to look a little less natural. ridiculous. This looks like our iconic little bag. I'm like, you should have a little chain on it because I would wear this. I would be like, hey guys, what? Right? I absolutely love this. And then I'm gonna open it. Ooh. Yes. She's a quick study, I love it. But this is really, really great. This is called Paris. There are a couple different versions of the Couture Clutch. This one in particular is Paris. And I love it because one of my favorite places in this entire world is actually Paris. I had the opportunity to go a couple years ago with my husband, who, don't turn around, but he's in the back right there. He's embarrassed.
You gotta turn around.
He's like, what are you doing? We're gonna hear about that later. But when we went, we actually got the chance to go to the Eiffel Tower, which if you haven't, how many of us have been to Paris?
No.
Okay, a decent amount of people. When you see the Eiffel Tower, it is stupendous. It's so big, it's really gorgeous, but what's really cool is that it actually twinkles in the night. So we went to the top of the Eiffel Tower. We had a little glass of champagne. We were in there, it was twinkling. We saw this actual sunset, right? So if you look at it, you're getting the soft gold from the sun, you're getting those really gentle sunset tones, and you're also getting the iron of the actual Eiffel Tower. So when this palette was created, it was really bringing in the Parisian woman into makeup. So we're gonna use this in really fun ways, and it's very pigmented. Now, I'm gonna use a finger that I'm not gonna use on the makeup, that's gonna be my middle finger, so I'm not being rude. But I want you to see actually how pigmented this is. Right? I barely touched it, it just boom. And that same pigment is for all of these shadows. So there's a couple different shades and different textures. You have gorgeous satins, you actually have a matte that has a little bit of shimmer to it, and then you also have just a normal matte. So we're gonna start off by adding in, I'm gonna use a soft flat brush. Afraid of black eyeshadow. Yeah, right? It's a little scary because you're like, I want to use it. It looks so pretty sometimes, but like if I put too much, it can go 0 to 60 very fast. So it's really about adding small layers of the black when you're doing something more subtle, right? But again, once you get used to it and you really want to go for it, live your best life and just pop that black on, live it, and love it, exciting. Any questions thus far? We still feeling good? Yeah. Excellent. Beautiful. Small little brush. And if you want to get this type of an idea or type of look, but you're afraid of it being too big or too intense, just use smaller brushes, okay? Same ideas, because I'm sure you've gone into a store and you've seen 85 billion brushes that all look the same, but some are really big and some are really small. So if you use a smaller brush, you're gonna get a smaller finish. Use a bigger brush, you're gonna get a bigger finish. So if you're going like, oh gosh, I'm in a rush, I just need to get this eyeshadow on, use a nice, huge, fluffy brush with one shade, do it, and run out the door. But if you have the time and you really want to add that excitement to it, go a little smaller, spend a little bit more time. Makeup should be fun, it shouldn't be stressful. It does not move. It's also automatic, so it rolls up, it rolls down. And if you want to get like really precise, you can actually use the little sharpener on the back. It's really quite fantastic, and it is so pigmented, right? A lot of liners out there, you put them on and you're like, what is this? It's not what I want, but this is really, really fantastic. So because we want to really enhance her eye, make it look a little bit more smoky, a little bit more nighttime, turn towards me. Actually, before I do this, I'm gonna clean my finger off. That's another thing. When you're doing your makeup, if you get makeup on your hands or something, make sure you wash them, because I can't tell you how many times I've been like, the beautiful smudge. You might be thinking, how can I possibly do this at home by myself? Well, it's actually super, super easy. All you need to do is look at yourself in the mirror, tilt your chin up, and you're looking at yourself in the eye, lift up and just get in there, okay? This is called tightlining. So basically, we're lining the waterline on the top to make the lashes look much thicker, fuller at the base, so you don't have to work so hard when you're putting on your mascara. But, I wasn't gonna mention it now, but I am. We have the most amazing preview for you all. Something really great that does not launch until January, so you all are amongst the first people to actually see it. It's called Lash Mascara. Oh, it's so good. I will show you when we get to the mascara part, and you're gonna absolutely die for it. So turn to me. And now I'm gonna take a little bit of this as well, and just pop it right on the outer corner of her eye. And how many of us have done like drop shadow before, meaning like putting shadow on the bottom? How many of us want to, but are kind of like, So with this, you might be thinking Lash Clash. That's a fun name. It sounds kitschy and cool, but it's more than just a fun, catchy name. It is called Lash Clash because not only does this give you oversized impact and oversized volume, but inside of here, you actually have a clear wax base with an overdose of black pigment. So that clear clashing with the black has allowed YSL to really bring you the thickest and most decadent formula to date. It is so luxurious and it's really great. And because it's so thick and already kind of pre-whipped, you do not need to go pump, 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 right? If you pump a whole bunch, you're gonna add excess air into your mascara, and then a week later, your mascara is dry. And you're like, I spent money on that mascara, what happened, right? So you don't need to pump, you pull it out, and that's all you need. So when you put on your mascara, how do you normally put it on? Shout it out. Up, right? Right? Yeah. That's perfectly great. But I'm gonna show you how you can actually achieve a really intense amount of volume. And what's really cool is this actual mascara gives you, are you ready for it? 200% more volume in your lashes. I mean, right? Oh my God, you're excited. She's like, yeah, give it to me right now. We're gonna actually look down. We are gonna go right into the base and zigzag. A little wiggle into the base, and we're gonna do it all the way up. So zigzag from the bottom all the way up. Zigzag all the way up. And look up for me. And now we're gonna hit the bottom and do the same thing, a little zigzag. So I like to call this sort of feathering the lash because we're really getting it in. And you can actually ask Avery, I'm using the lightest amount of pressure with this. I'm not like getting in the eye, like we're really going for it, right? We're being really nice and soft. Now, the last little step with this is look straight forward. We're gonna actually use the tip of the brush to really add a little excess excitement towards the outer corner. And I'm just gonna put it in here. She has beautiful lashes as it is. I have no eyelashes. Sandwich. That means sandwich in English. I just said it with French accent because I wanted it to sound fancy for you all. Okay? But what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick this up using the weight of the brush, right? Pick that up with the pink, pick that up with the yellow, pick it up with the pink again. So inside of here, that's what it should look like. Really soft, kind of like peachy tongue. Just make sure that's right. Yeah, imagine I was like showing you as a completely wrong. No, but that's what it's gonna look like. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn to the side. Using again, really at the end of the brush, you wanna hold it so you have least control. And we're just gonna hit the cheek. And Avery, how much pressure am I using?
Barely.
Exactly. We're letting it kind of softly airbrush on. Really get it on. How pretty is that, right?
Yes.
So if she wants an over impact of blush, go ahead and leave it just like that. But what I love to do as well is to drape what's left over of our foundation right on top of it so we have a more lit from within look as opposed to blush on top. Blush on top, sorry. We're just gonna go ahead this side as well. It is amazing. So we have an entire collection of lipsticks called the Slim. And there are different versions, so there's different finishes, right? How many of us look at our clothing wardrobe and go, oh God, I need something new, or I feel like it's too black, or it's too whatever? Switch it up by changing the actual materials in your closets. So you can have all of the same color, absolutely, but if you have sheer, if you have velvet, if you have matte, leather, all of that's gonna really play together and create a really fun clothing story. So it's the same idea with your lips. This is all about dressing your lips in velvet. I said it. You said what I said. A lot of times our top lip tends to be a little thinner than the bottom lip. So if we need to create more volume, that's where you create the volume on the top. So I can look at this and say, you know, I feel like actually your lips are a little bit balanced, actually. So I don't want to add too much volume there. So I like to start on the top, and then you can just gently go, perfect. So now you can actually see where everything else is going to go. But we're going to use that soft, flat side of the bottom to really come in, and you can use this to line the lip. Right under the inner part of the eye, add that. We're going to add it right above as well. And then we're gonna use what's left over. We're gonna pop it on the side, a little extra pop down the center, and then we're gonna actually clean up around the lip as well. And we're done. I'm just kidding. We are not done yet. We are just gonna blend this out. I'm gonna use a really soft, kind of gentle, square, flat, fluffy brush. It's too soft and look how big. And you can actually use your finger for this. That's totally okay because it just keeps it really nice and gentle. Fingers, it's okay. Sometimes we have really big brushes right here. But keep in mind, if you want sort of a bolder, more exciting impact, use your pointer finger because this is the finger we have the most amount of control over. So we're gonna be able to put things down a little faster, harder, fuller. If you're looking for a softer, more gentle blush, like a softer blend rather, airbrush feel, ring finger. This is the finger we have the least amount of control over. So it's gonna give you a softer finish. But we want full excitement, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my fingertip, grab that up there, and then I'm just gonna gently press right on top of that gorgeous hole that we did for an immediate soft holiday shine that just takes this eye to the next level.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And if you look down, if you end up getting a little fallout or anything like that, that's totally okay. Embrace it and live your best life. And all the way up. There's some press right to the other corner. Boom. She's done. There you go. Thank you, Avery, so much. Let's give her a round of applause. I hope you all enjoyed the class. I hope feel free to stick around to enjoy the spaces. Again, my name is Jay Brandon. I really appreciate it. And if you guys have your phones out and want to, Gloss Boss Jay on Instagram. If you DM me any questions, I will literally reply because that's what I love doing. So, thank you, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today for our YSL Masterclass. We ask that everyone make their way towards the door. We will be back and open at 12 p.m. for everyone to enjoy our YSL Beauty Holiday Stage Experience. Thank you so much, and I shall see you.
Oh my god, it was so much fun. And oh, people is coming out right now.
Miles away, massive at the things you say. I can't blame you, no. It's caught in the crossfire.